Hi there, today I'll be talking about prime lenses versus zoom lenses. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brendan Diver, and if this is your first time here, I'll be giving tips and advice on all things photography. If there's a video that you'd like to see, please leave a message below in the comments and I'll try and get that video created for you. I would love it if you give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, clicking the bell notification icon so you won't miss any videos in the future. Prime or zoom lenses, which one is the right one for you and for your photography? There's many discussions when it comes to lens selection, and one of the biggest debates is whether prime lenses are better than zoom lenses. It's pretty easy to tell prime lenses and zoom lenses apart even just by looking at them. Prime lenses have a fixed focal length, which means that they don't have a zoom ring and can't provide optically magnified views of a scene like a zoom lens does. Although they're often compared by people who are just starting out in photography, professional photographers usually have both types of lenses as part of their main gear in the bags. There's a wide range of prime and zoom lenses available for each brand of lens. So when you're looking to choose one for your photography style, it can be pretty overwhelming to choose just one. But to help get the most out of the guesswork out of lens selection, I'll try and explain the differences between the two by explaining their advantages and disadvantages. So let's start off with the pros and cons of both prime and zoom lenses. As previously mentioned, the main difference between a prime and a zoom lens is the focal length. The focal length of prime lenses will set and will always remain the same. This means that you can't zoom in and zoom out. Zoom lenses, on the other hand, have zoom rings that allow you to use a range of different lengths. This gives zoom lenses a definite advantage as it eliminates the need to change your lenses or zoom in and out with your feet as you would have to do with the prime lens. Another advantage of having the choice to use different focal lengths is that it allows you to shoot easily and quickly and add a variety of shots. It's very easy to adjust your framing so you don't have to waste precious seconds and risk losing those split-second picture-perfect moments. Now, while prime lenses rate low in versatility and flexibility compared to zoom lenses, they make it up by being able to offer much wider apertures, or what's known as a smaller f-number. With fast primes that have maximum apertures like f1.4 or even f2.8, you're able to let more light into the camera sensor, and this helps brighten low light scenes and allow you to use faster shutter speeds. Prime lenses also offer more control over the depth of field and can produce really attractive bokeh through the use of very shallow depths of field. Some brands manufacture zoom lenses with wide apertures, but they tend to cost a lot more. Most entry-level lenses like the kit lens that came with your camera have a maximum aperture of f3.5, which isn't bad, but if you want to shoot in really low light and get that lovely shallow depth of field, this will limit you. Both prime lenses and zoom lenses come in different sizes. It's not true that prime lenses are always smaller and shorter than zoom lenses, since there are some that are much longer prime telephoto zoom lenses on the market. However, the most useful prime lenses are more compact, given that most photography styles don't require focal lengths past 200mm and the focal lengths won't change. Zoom lenses, on the other hand, can be small at the widest focal length, but it's when you extend them out and zoom towards the long end of the lens that they get a lot larger. The use of bigger zoom lenses may make you look more professional, but it can greatly affect your professional looking outputs if the weight is going to affect the handling. A good example of this is this 70-200 f2.8 lens. It's a heavy lens if you're going to be using it for a while. With smaller lenses, it can be much easier to pack your gear and travel and shoot discreetly in public areas. Another big difference between prime and zoom lenses is their weight. Although there are lightweight zoom lenses, a zoom lens generally contains more glass elements than a prime lens, and this will add to the extra weight. When you have several zoom lenses, the combined extra weight could make it difficult to shoot and travel with. You could argue that prime lenses only offer one focal length, but you'll find that having two prime lenses with different focal lengths can be much lighter than a single zoom lens that offers both focal lengths. But if you're shooting in a single location like a home studio with a tripod, weight won't be an issue for you. Unsurprisingly, prime lenses generally cost much less as they contain much less glass compared to zoom lenses, so the manufacturing costs tend to be lower, but that might not always be the case, and you'll find that some of today's zoom lenses are really affordable. It greatly depends on other factors that could increase the value, like wider apertures for zoom lenses and improved image quality for prime lenses. So when it comes down to the price, it's really a tie between the two. Today's zoom lenses are capable of capturing some of the best quality images on the market. However, prime lenses have been around as long as photography itself, and this has allowed camera brands to improve on them earlier and maintain it a slight edge when it comes to image quality. The reason why prime lenses are the more popular choice when it comes to capturing accurate and tack sharp images is because zoom lenses will always tend to be more prone to distortion and chromatic aberration, especially towards the wider and tighter ends of the lens. There's evidence proving this disadvantage, but it may not always be obvious to the untrained eye or crucial for low resolution prints. So the bottom line is, when it comes to the age-old prime lens versus zoom lens argument, we'd say none of them is really better than the other, they just do different functions. So here's a quick rundown of the pros and cons of both types of lenses. Let's start with prime lenses. So the pros for prime lenses are they're lightweight, they're compact, they give you better image quality, and they're great in low light performance. The cons, however, is lack of versatility and flexibility. So when it comes to zoom lenses, the pros can be that they'll give you a wider focal range, they give you more flexible framing and zooming, but the cons tend to be that they're bigger and heavier, and you've got more of a risk of distortions and aberrations. So as you can see, the type of lens that is right for you will ultimately depend on your needs and preferences. But if you're particular about image quality and don't need to adjust your focal lengths, then prime lenses are definitely the way to go. But if you want to be able to quickly take photographs at different focal lengths, and that's more important than having a small camera bag, zoom lenses will be the better option for you. So here I've got a list of recommended lenses for you. To help you find the right type of lens that suits your type of photography, here are some of the most popular prime and zoom lenses that both aspiring and professional photographers use, and the reasons why you'll need them. So let's first of all start off with the prime lenses. So a 24mm lens, this will give you a wide angle field of view, and it's remarkably sharp, and it really excels in low light shooting conditions. It's really good for landscapes, astrophotography, group portraits, and event photography. The 35mm lens, this is a classic photojournalist focal length. It captures enough of the environment to provide image context. It excels in personal, across the dinner table type of snapshots. It's great for portrait, street, event, and food photography. So the 50mm, or sometimes as it's known as the nifty 50, this will offer you a normal field of view. It eliminates perspective distortion and it gives you a bright, wide, constant maximum apertures. It's compact and it's affordable, and it's considered by most photographers as a must-have. It's great for portrait, street, and everyday photography, and it's one of my go-to lenses as well when I'm out taking images. 85mm prime lens. As a portrait lens, the 85mm prime lens captures a portrait of a face and entire body without distortion. For outdoors and nature, this prime lens is an effective tool in creating and capturing beauty and imagery with clarity. So let's talk about zoom lenses and the 24 to 70mm. This is a really highly versatile zoom range. It's a great walk around lens. If you're covering events or press photography, it suits a wide range of photography styles. It's available in models with wide maximum apertures. The 70 to 200mm lens, f2.8. This is a versatile zoom range. It's excellent edge-to-edge sharpness. It's sharp, gives high contrast images, gives you that dreamy bokeh quality, and considered a photography staple of every photographer. It's great for portrait, sports, and event photography. The 70 to 300mm lens. This will give you a longer telephoto reach, and it's equivalent to 450mm on an APS-C sensor. Increases background compression, and it's ideal for getting in on sports action. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next week.